Welcome back everyone, we are officially starting on our first Rio level, and one of the differences between Vader and Starkiller or Galen over here is that Galen, because he has his whole body like still intact, he can actually use a more diverse pool of force power than Vader actually can. So we still have the telekinesis, that's the bread and butter of this game, and unlike Vader, we actually have the ability to dash around, so kind of think of it like a makeshift force speed that was in some of the older Star Wars games. And this first level over here is basically how all the best qualities this game has to offer. We have a lot of physical objects that we get to mess around with telekinesis. We have a lot of these gunner enemies that we can just take out with our saber attacks, and we have basically like stormtrooper bowling that we can play around with. All of these are troopers on these platforms. I think there are like 4 waves of these guys, so we can just mess around with all these objects. Oh, yep, see, there's another wave, so send in all these crates. Or if we want, we can actually pick up one of these TIE fighters and just slam them around like that. Oh, and over there, up there, there's this Sith holocron, and you can think of them like kind of like the if you play the old arcade games, there are like these power-ups that you can pick up as you are like going through the side scrollers pretty much, and this is basically like that. But I'll try to avoid these Sith holocrons just because you don't really need them. They don't offer any kind of bonuses, and they would actually, picking them up actually trivializes combat a little bit. So if I can avoid it, then I'll just avoid using those Sith holocrons. Okay, I think that's the last wave. But yeah, so every kind of force power kind of have their magnitude dialed up to 11 in this game, but the amount of force abilities that we have is actually less diverse compared to, say, like a Jedi Knight series, like the Kaioken games. So it's kind of like a trade-off over there. But the upside is that all the force powers that we do have, they really do a good job of making sure that they do end up looking really cool. Oh wait, are these guys? No, okay. And what we're doing for the rest of this level is basically fighting our way up to like the commanding what's the word? The commanding center? Yeah, the command center. And that's where General Kota is going to be. That's our first Jedi target. Oh, so this is our first level up. On this level, there is not a whole lot for us to do because the upgrades that we can get for this, like at this stage of the game, are not that important. We don't get to upgrade our Force Lightning until the next level. And Force Lightning basically takes priority above everything else just because of how much damage it can actually do. Force Repulse, that's not that important. Force Grip would normally be important if we can get to a stage where we can maintain our telekinetic grip on objects while also fighting at the same time, but we cannot do that in this game. So Force Grip is also not that important. So the only things that are actually important are Force Lightning and Lightning Shield that we can get much later on. So I'll be saving our points for those. But these talents are important because we need to pick up Defense Mastery for some of the heavy troopers that we will be fighting later on. And Combat Arts, not that important. We'll be saving it for the Slam attack later on, so Saber Slam, we can use it for the boss fight at the end. So, but until then, we won't be messing around too much with these upgrades. Oh. Yeah, so one of the things I don't really like about this game, and I guess this series because it's over already. One of the things I really thought they could have done better is we can't actually maintain our telekinetic grip while also fighting with our saber. So every time we have to like move objects telekinetically, we always have to stand still, and that's just kind of like a downgrade compared to some of the earlier Star Wars games where we don't get as detailed of a depiction of telekinesis, but the way we get to employ them is a lot more diverse compared to how it works in this game. Basically, this game you pick things up and throw them, and that's it. Whereas compared to some of the older games, you can pull people up in mid-air, you can chuck them into pits, and you can like hop over pits, and then you can pull objects to you. You can force push rockets back at the enemies, which you can kind of still do in this game, assuming you can actually target the rockets. But because of the way the targeting works in this game, picking up like projectiles is actually a lot trickier. Wait, are these guys glitched? Alright, whatever. We'll give them time to mess around. And I'm using the saber a lot more than I otherwise would, just because we don't have access to Force Lightning yet. Yeah, so you see this turret over here, that the defense mastery that we picked up earlier is supposed to help us deflect blaster bolts passively while we are fighting, while we are like moving around. So as we are closing the gap between ourselves and the gunners, we are not just getting slammed by blaster bolts and just taking a bunch of unnecessary damage. And all these bonuses, like the crushing bonus, the long way down bonus, I think they contribute to experience gain. So I'll try to like try to score some of those bonuses whenever I can. Did I miss a holocron? No, I don't think so. Oh, I think that knocked me off. Yeah, so that grenade that just sent me flying, if we are fast enough and if we like can target the grenade, we can actually pick up the grenade and chuck it back at the troopers with telekinesis. But I wasn't seeing the grenade, so I couldn't do that. I'll try to show it off this time around. Alright, so let me get them to throw a grenade. He's getting ready. There we go. Wait, where did it go? Did it? What? Throw the grenade? No, you have it in your hand. What are you doing? Do I need to get closer? Is that what I need to do? Come on. Throw the grenade? No? Yes? No? Alright. Whatever. We'll have plenty of opportunity to pick up the grenades later on. Oh, and if you can target these high fighters, you can actually pick them up in mid-air. Let me try to see if I can show it off. But can I not target these guys? Let me try one more time. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so if you can like find a way to pick up these high fighters, you can actually pick them up and chuck them at the troopers. And they will count as kind of like the bonus objectives for like the end of the game, where if you destroy a certain amount of.
Just a few levels above you. You're nearing General Quota.
Yep. Yeah, so the bonus objectives, if you complete the bonus objectives, then they will actually grant you additional either combat arts point, or they'll give you like an additional point in one of the upgrade categories. So I'll try to make sure I complete those bonus objectives whenever I can. And like these guys are just basic enemies, so there's not a whole lot to talk about. The enemies get better later on. There are like more diverse enemies. There are tougher enemies as well. But for this first level, most of these guys don't really offer much of a fight. And I think this is where we meet the heavy trooper. So he has like that Gatling gun that works basically like a turret. Oh, that's too bad I'm not playing on the console. Doing these like telekinetic throws is actually really difficult with the mouse and keyboard. Yeah, so if you let that Gatling gun guy just keep firing away when he's like shielding at the back, then he'll just do a whole bunch of damage if we don't have any of the defense upgrades. But since we are on level 2 with the defense upgrades, then he's not doing all that much damage.
Raise the laser gate.
And this section is kind of cool because anything that touches this laser gate gets completely disintegrated. So you can just force push all these guys into like the laser gate. And I think originally they meant for us to just pull out this battery over there and then fight the enemies after the gate has been disabled. Yeah, so like that. But one of the things they probably didn't account for is that we can, with telekinesis and with some careful aiming, we can just chuck all these guys into the laser gate and disintegrate them without actually having to fight them with a saber. And these guys with these stun batons are particularly annoying to deal with, because what happens is that when you get hit by the stun baton, it puts Galen in this kind of... Oh, what? Wait. Alright, you know what? Let's do this. There we go. Yeah, the hit recovery. So if you get put in the hit recovery animation, you actually won't be able to... like the game wouldn't register any of the controls, and the hit recovery animation in this game is particularly long, so you end up just getting stun locked basically for the entire duration of their combo attacks. So let me get rid of some of these guys first before I show it off. Okay, so there's just me and this other guy left. So I get hit. No. Come on. Come on. Yep, so I get put in that animation, and if I try to move around, then I actually won't be able to until he fully stands back up. So on these basic enemies, that's not that big of a problem. But later on, there are some of the other warrior enemies that have like a 7-hit, 5-hit attack combo. Then, if you get hit by the first hit, then it just stun locks you into the rest of the 4 hits of the combo. So that's one of the things that I really don't like about this game, is that the hit recovery is just incredibly long. Oh, and this is one of the mini bosses. This is kind of like a proto ATST, I think. And the way it works, instead of using the laser cannon, it has like this kind of gravity. Oh, I'm taking a lot of damage. Hold on. Yeah, so, but that's one of the reasons why we picked up the defense upgrade. I need to dodge this. I guess not. Okay, I'm getting. Yep. Yeah, so I should have just cleared the troopers first. But one of the other things you can do is you can actually just let all these troopers fight the, I think this is like an 80 KT. And then because of those like Gatling guns, because the Gatling guns do so much damage, then you can actually kind of just let the troopers take care of this mini-boss without having to fight them. And you can actually, oh wait, what are you doing? And one of the things you can do with this mini-boss is that you can let it pick up all these objects with the gravity, like, ow. And then you can just, as it's picking it up, you can actually chuck it back at him. I missed. That's not... Oh, how did that connect? What? There's no more showing off this time, let's just fight this guy for real. And one of these enemies you can actually get to, there's like a kind of like an optimal height where it's just below their cannon, but you are still in the air, and then you can just hit them with your saber attack, and basically that completely stops them from doing any damage to you. Oh, I think I missed the holocron. Hold on. Nope. And this kind of, yeah, like that. This walkway is actually collapsible, so like if you're not careful, if you're trying to like kill any of the heavy attacks, then you will actually collapse the walkway. But that also allows us to just completely that actually allows us to like collapse these turrets as well if we want to. yeah, like we couldn't just lift this guy up while we are dashing around in the air. So that's one of the things that I thought they could have done a little bit better, especially since we could do that in the some of the earlier Star Wars games. So this is just a little cool puzzle that they put in. Up top of this room, there's another holocron, so we need to use these wings of the TIE fighter to kind of make us a kind of like these platforms for us to climb on. What do? I think I messed up. I think I messed that one up. Let me see if I can salvage this. Can I go the other way? Probably. Yeah, we ended up having to go the wrong way because I kind of like bumped that other piece of the wing, and now it's in an awkward position. Normally, if I can get it to lie flat, then I'll just be able to climb from this broken wing up this one, and then up this one, and then we can just climb up this way. Yeah, like you can see like how much damage these Gatling gun troopers are actually doing. So like I'm really glad we picked up that defense upgrade, and I think we might have enough points to pick up some of the health upgrades as well. Damage upgrades are not as important because they only affect our saber attacks. And over here we can use this kind of arm and just disintegrate all these enemies like this. Yeah, but it's kind of hard to aim, and when I'm trying to aim that robot arm, I'm just getting free casted on by all these Gatling gun troopers. Yeah, so good thing is that these droid arms, while they disintegrate the troopers, they don't actually disintegrate me. It just does a lot of damage. So it's just one of those things that give us kind of like a buffer between us making mistakes and us just straight up dying. I think there are like a couple holocrons over here, so I'll have to look around these little cubbies. Is there only one? There might be more in the next section. Can I grab this one? Yes. And we want to be careful about not getting knocked into one of these reactors by these melee troopers, because that's one of the things that can happen. Is that while the physics is while the game dialed up the physics for our attacks, that also means the physical effects of the enemy's attacks are also dialed up. So if we can knock an enemy really far away, then we will also be able to get knocked really far away by the enemies as well. Wait, do the grenades just not register in this one? I swear, like, we used to be able to pick up the grenades and just throw it back at them. I think we have one last holocron over here, maybe? Oh, there's one more over here. Oh, did I miss one? Did I miss a holocron? Let's see. 14 out of 15. So where's the last one? It's probably back in that other room. So I think collecting all the holocrons will always give us one more point to spend on like raw force powers, and I think collecting what is it? Doing the bonus objectives gives us one more point in the passive, and then there's another bonus for collecting like enough force points, which is basically like your score for the map. And that gives us one more point to spend on combat arts. And I think that's generally how that works with this game, with each of the levels. But did I really miss one holocron back at the earlier rooms? Oh no, there it is. Okay, so I'll just fiddle with the upgrades just before we reach the boss of this map.
This is it. Kota is just above you now.
Yep, so this would be a perfect time to start getting the upgrades. Let's see, so grip and push are not that important. Which one is help? This one. Okay. And then there's one more for defenses. Not this one. Reduces the amount of damage. Yep. And then we want Saber Slam. Saber Slam. Oh, there it is. Aerial ambush. What is this? Ready to. Oh, right. Yep, we can do that. And then aerial assault. Yeah, we can do that. Yep, and then we can save the rest of the points for the next level where we get to upgrade our lightning and infuse our saber attacks with force lightning as well. And I think we picked up one of the power crystals. Yep, there it is. And this is a kind of cool little backdrop. We get to oversee like the planet.
Oh. A boy? Months of attacking Imperial targets and Vader sends a boy to fight me?
Yeah, well, this boy is going to kick your ass, so... Oh. Yeah, you see how he's just blocking all of our attacks. That's why we picked up the Saber Slam. Oh, what?
To teach you anything.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so the Saber Slam allows us to break through the defense of this guy. And that's basically what allows us to
learn about the Force.
Oh, what are you doing? Oh, okay. Wait, how are you just standing back up like that? Yeah, but most of these bosses have really specific weaknesses. So to actually do damage to them, there are not that many ways to like do damage without just running into their defense.
I'll be sure to send your ashes back to Vader.
What? Oh. Well, now we are both falling, so I mean, how do you supposed to get out of this? But there's actually a time limit before we enter into the orbit of the planet, where this kind of like broken away command center just starts heating up and you can't touch the ground anymore. So we are kind of on a timer to like fight this guy. So if we just dilly-dally over here, then eventually the entire ground will get completely heated, and whenever we touch the ground we'll just end up taking a bunch of damage. But obviously that goes for the general over here as well. So if we end up getting to that point, we can actually pick up the general and just toss him like into like this overheated section of the space station. I don't think we'll be getting to that. He's at like 30% health already. Okay, so I'll try to see if I can show that off. What are you doing? Are you doing another saber slam? Yep. Yeah, so if we put him down over there, and you see that his feet are just touching the ground and he's just taking major damage. Oh, I don't think I can. No. Can I not grab him? Yeah, so one more chuck into the fire and I think he's done.
Vader thinks he's turned you, but I can sense your future. And Vader won't always be your master. I sense only me.
Okay, so that's the first level, and General Kota will actually come back a little bit later on in the story, and he has kind of his own arc to go throughout the series. So we'll be meeting him some point, kind of like at the midpoint of the game. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the first level. Kind of short, just to showcase some of the basics of our new character Starkiller. And come back tomorrow. We'll be doing some more of this game, and we'll be going to a new environment. We'll be unlocking Force Lightning and all of that good stuff. So thank you everybody for watching, and I'll see you guys same time tomorrow.